difficult, then yes. Phobia meaning fear, and homo meaning the same, so it's a phobia of gay people.
Yeah, pretty much. It's really dumb fear. It's not really something to be afraid of. So, one of my first questions is, how do you feel about homophobia, and do you think that LGBT people should have rights?
I think homophobia is completely ridiculous. It's not a real thing, honestly, because how can you be afraid of a person who's not doing anything wrong?
Yeah.
So, and what was your second question?
Do you think that LGBT people should have rights?
LGBT people is no different from any other person. There should be the same rights for everyone. It doesn't matter what your sexual orientation is.
That's right, but some people may disagree with you. As you know, for example, people in the Westboro Baptist Church are known to be very, very, anti-gay, and those picket signs that they carry around say some really, really awful things about gay people. Some things that just shouldn't be mentioned at all, or shouldn't be even said in the first place. They dedicate their lives just picketing everything, hating everything. So really, they're really ridiculous group of people, and hopefully one of these days they'll stop, because it's really just tiring, and really no one's surprised anymore to see them anywhere. It's just expected from them to hate everything.
I wonder how it feels to be known as a hate group.
Right? I really don't know what's going on in their mind, honestly. Because trying to think the same way as them is just impossible.
Exactly.
I don't know how they could think like that. And there's also the fact that, being gay was still illegal in 79 countries, and like a lot of them having death penalties just for being gay. So just for existing, people hate you, they want you dead, they don't like you, and they would consider you less than human, finding out your sexuality. So, does that make you feel anything? Does that upset you? What do you think?
It upsets me.
Yeah, just imagine. I can't imagine what it would be like, because living here, obviously, you can't, legally get killed for it. It's not a law, but people will still do hate crimes against you here, so.
And just being punished because of who you're attracted to?
Yeah, I don't know how you can get killed for something like that. Must be really lonely in places like that for those people. So, and also to mention, there's that increased suicide rate due to homophobia, but people, may say, oh, it's a mental illness, that's why it causes them to kill themselves, which really is not the case. It's really the bullying that drives them to kill themselves, especially on LGBTs in high school, where there was lots of bullying. Like in the hall, you'll just hear kids shouting, oh, you're so gay, hear that all the time here. So how do you feel about that?
It's stupid. Honestly, it's stupid. They have nothing else better to do.
They really don't. They could just, bake a cake or something, but no, they gotta hate people for who they are and who they love. So it's really ridiculous. So my next question is, some people are against same-sex couples because they claim they can't have kids. What do you think about that?
Who is anyone to decide if someone should have kids? Maybe the same-sex couple don't want kids, or they have that surgery where you can what's the thing? What it's called? That you can put the sperm in you if you want it, or
artificial insemination, surrogates, stuff like that.
Exactly.
So even if you don't want kids, that shouldn't be a big deal, especially in this time of age. Having kids is not as big of a deal anymore.
Exactly.
Like some people get together just for the sake of loving each other, not for having kids and spreading your DNA everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what we do anymore.
Exactly.
We're not in the Stone Age anymore. So, time to grow up, really.
Exactly, yeah.
Even if there's straight people who don't want kids and who are infertile, no one gives them any crap about it.
Exactly.
So,
I don't even know how kids can come into it. It's not their life. What are they gonna do? Raise the kids themselves? That's their kid. They want to have kids.
Yeah.
And even if it doesn't make sense. Honestly, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't really make sense. It's not hurting anybody. The world isn't gonna explode if you don't have kids or can't have kids. And also on the other side of that, if you do want kids, obviously what we mentioned, artificial insemination, surrogates, adoption, for the kids that are left behind by their straight parents. Oh, it's really funny, right?
Yeah.
So, and also the fact that, transgender people, like say, for example, there's a guy who hasn't had his surgery, meaning he still has a vagina. He has sex with another guy who has a penis. They can have a baby, technically. So, it's still their biological child.
Yeah.
So, and they're still the same sex. So, there's lots of ways to get around that. So, for my next question, according to the Trevor Project, one of the 6 kids nationwide considers suicide. what do you think causes this, and what can we do to, stop the problem, or at least, make it less worse?
It's all the hate that they're getting
Yeah.
from like everywhere, from all these homophobes.
Yeah. Really seeing all these laws being passed, trying to discriminate against them, all the kids in high school, middle school, even elementary school, bullying them, teachers even.
Oh no, these laws apparently are not for discrimination.
No, apparently not. But we all know it is, so. And it's just the fact that, your family will probably kick you out of your house, because, 40% of homeless youth are LGBT, so knowing that, you're like, oh, if I tell my parents, they probably won't love me anymore. So that's the thing a lot of them go through when they decide to come out or not. So some of them just choose to kill themselves to avoid all these issues. So I think to actually help stop that, we can educate people and say, what are you really afraid of? It's nothing to be scared of. It's natural, it's love, it's a part of life. Okay, you can't stop it from happening, okay? Whether it's a choice or not does not matter. It's who they are. It's different for everybody. And also, besides educating people, we can just, have some GSA or also known as gay straight alliances in schools where, kids and their supporters can go there and not feel so alone and talk about their issues. Maybe it'll help them a little bit. And also, if you see someone getting bullied, you should definitely speak up, because it's definitely everyone's issue. It's not just, oh, it's not my problem because it doesn't affect me, because that mindset is really bad.
It is.
And it really does affect all of us. So
Selfish.
it is really selfish. So that's it for me.
Okay. Well, our topic is about the separation of church and state. And do you know what that is?
Yes, that is where you have the church and you have the state. The church cannot influence laws that are made in our country. So, but I know that we have some issues with that right now, especially in the United States. So, would you like to tell me about it?
Yes. So last year on September, Kim Davis, the Kentucky county clerk, was put into jail for not wanting to issue same-sex license certificates. She didn't want to give licenses for marriage to same-sex couples because apparently it was against her faith. This is the issue here. Even if it is against her faith, she can always leave and quit her job, or she can stay behind bars because she's working with the law.
Yeah.
This is a law job. She doesn't have a right to say, oh, it's because it's against my beliefs. No. But then Mike Huckabee and Jeb Bush come over and was like, oh, we should make accommodations for her religious beliefs. If you're going to be making accommodations for her belief, there should be accommodations for everyone's belief.
Yeah.
And this is funny too because they're putting religion they're trying to put religion into the law. When it's not like that. The law is set there for a purpose. If a law is there and it's not going to be followed, what's the point of having a law then?
Yeah, there might as well be no laws then.
Exactly.
If we just do whatever the heck we want, whenever we feel like it. There's really no point. We have the Constitution, but they're not going to follow it. They pick and choose when they want to follow the Constitution. Like, for example, I know Ruby was like, it's just a document compared to the Word of God. But when it comes to other things, he follows the Constitution. They like to pick and choose when they like to follow it.
Exactly.
So.
And then they say, in the Indiana... There was also a Missouri filibuster where the Democratic lawmakers are trying to not pass a bill that has a loophole where a business can say, oh, we don't want to serve you because of your sexual orientation.
Yeah,
What do you say about that?
I think it's pretty garbage because if you're going to follow your Bible or whatever religious text you follow, if you're not going to serve gay couples, you might as well not serve people who are divorced, people who cut their hair, use mixed fabrics, eat shrimp, all that kind of stuff. Just don't serve them either because in the Bible, all that's considered wrong. But you're just choosing one group of people to ostracize, and that's just picking and choosing, and it's not right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, apparently they feel like they're being punished because of their religious beliefs, seeing a same-sex couple wanting to go and buy some stuff.
Just seeing them exist punishes them. I thought, what a life, man. Just seeing people happy. They should be happy that their money is being spent on their store.
Exactly.
Just be happy that you're getting money.
Exactly. That's a loss of profit.
Exactly. You don't you don't have to like it. Obviously, just keep your mouth shut.
Exactly,
just serve them like you're supposed to. You can go home and cry about it later to your life or something. Oh, honey, I have to serve people today who love each other. You know, that's what they sound like.
Oh no. Let me try and ruin it.
No.
So, Sally, there was a case of, like, around the Great Depression.
Yeah, like around the 20s, I think.
Yeah, a Scopes monkey trial where this Tennessee teacher was being put away for teaching the theory of evolution to his high school students, and there was a law against doing so.
Yeah.
See, this is his fault though, because even though this law was made out of religion, because they don't believe that, they think that, God created everything,
Yeah.
and that there were no apes or monkeys. So, he was put into jail and sentenced there.
Yeah.
But it's his fault too, because the law was already made. It wasn't changed. It was not like it was non-existent and then they changed it just so they can say, oh, it's not allowed. No, it was already there. So it's his fault.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was breaking the law. It was already in effect. Yeah, like you said, they didn't just change it the moment he decided to teach it. That would have been different if they did that, because it was already in effect. He broke a law, he had to be charged for it. So, but now at least things are different now, and you can teach it without being charged for it. It's not illegal anymore. So,
if the teachers want to, because even then they're like, oh, I'm like, I don't believe in that. Or so they give you worksheets for it.
yeah, I mean, just teach it. I mean, people have the right to learn what they want to learn. That's what they come to school for. I think, right? That's what I think at least. I don't know. But most people might know. Yeah. Hello, my name is Reyes, and today we're going to be talking about homophobia. And I have my guest right here. Okay. So, my first question is, how do you feel about homophobia?
Homophobia. I think homophobia is bad and not a good influence because a lot of people, like a model, because a lot of people, they have to accept different kinds of love, even though it's different, but it's different kinds of love. We're in a new generation where like everything is happening so fast and new differently. And homophobia is bad, and we shouldn't allow it. We should love one another, accept as one. Equality.
Okay, so yeah, the things I wanted to mention, like as you know, you've heard of the Westboro Baptist Church, right?
Mm-hmm.
How they have those nasty picket signs and stuff like that. How do you feel about people like that?
I feel bad because why would you do that? Spend your free time hating on people? That's not right. That's not good for your health or anyone's health.
That's true.
You should spread love instead of hate.
Yes. Okay. And also not to mention, people are gonna hate me because of who I love. I might as well just kill myself. That's what goes through, their minds every day, probably. So does that make you upset or anything?
Yeah, it really makes me upset because no one should hate each other for for who they are, what they love. That's bad, and they should accept their differences and one another. Yeah.
Okay, so my next question is, some people are against same-sex couples because they claim they can't have children. What do you think about this?
I think it's bad too because even though they can't have children doesn't mean they'll still have children. They can adopt and everything, and then the adoption levels will increase because more kids will be adopted and left out of foster homes and stuff. Yeah.
There's adoption, artificial insemination, surrogates, and if you want to get really technical, transgender people that don't have their surgeries has sex with someone who, like for example, a trans guy who has a vagina has sex with a guy who has a penis. They can still have a baby biologically. So there's many ways you can really get around that.
Yep.
So that technically it's still a same-sex couple. So yeah, pretty much for that. And my last question is, according to the Trevor Project, 1 out of 6 students nationwide consider suicide. What do you think causes this, and what can we do to stop this?
Well, they cause suicide because a lot of people are hating them for who they are and what they love and everything, and they should stop doing that and have clubs and more organizations about LGBT.
Yeah, like the GSA, stuff like that. Gay Straight Alliances, those are really helpful.
Yeah, those are really helpful.
If you just feel like, oh, I'm so alone, there's supporters and people just like you waiting for you with open arms.
Yeah, with open arms, we can be all friends, yay!
Exactly, and obviously just educate people, and if you see someone getting bullied, you need to just speak up about it and don't just stand there.
Yeah, just tell somebody. Yeah. Okay.
High five!
Yay!